yes, yes. I'm going to keep saying yes and hope that in saying yes, like yes, I'm going to manifest a really positive environment.
Oh, why? Why do you have to manifest it? You're in one.
Dude, I have to constantly tell myself it's going to be okay.
Why?
It's okay.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because my life is in shambles.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean?
Anyway,
why?
guys, have a good weekend and stuff.
Why would there be any other reason to manifest happiness and prosperity?
You're gonna stress people out going into their weekends. This comes out on a Friday. I know that we're not recording this on a Friday. We're recording this on Monday because Meg has to drive to Queensland tomorrow.
But why would they be stressed when I'm manifesting such good vibes, Luke? Okay.
It's true.
This is turning into ASMR real quick. We just start going, it's okay. You're going to be fine. We're going to be happy this weekend. Say it with me now. Joy.
Guys, welcome back to Luke and Meg. Strange energy in here. I'll be honest. We've got a negative Meg mixed with a very positive Luke.
I don't understand what you're talking about, Luke. I'm manifesting positivity.
Yeah.
We are positive.
You're like the teacher that's like doing an excursion. Like, we're having fun.
Everyone, we're having fun.
Like,
this is fun.
They take the kids to science works, but they actually make them do science work. And you're like, but miss, we just want to race Kathy Freeman and do kayaking. No, we're having fun and we're learning about atoms today. And you're
we're gonna power a light bulb with a bicycle today.
Okay, that is fun. You've just named like a really fun thing. That sounds awesome. If you had a bike in here attached to a bicycle, I'd do the whole episode. Sorry, a bike attached to a light.
Would that just be a tandem bike?
A bike attached to a bicycle is a tandem bike.
That's a tandem bike for sure. For sure.
No, you know what? It would exist, but you know what they should do? You know, like motorbikes have sidecars. I know they do versions of them where the kids sit at the back. But God, I'd love 2 bikes with a pole in between attaching them. So it's almost like the width of a car.
Because that wouldn't be dangerous at all.
And then you have to turn together. You have to work in sync with the person. And you got to have the same like turning circle. Otherwise you just would eat shit.
It's so... You're like, that sounds like the most dangerous vehicle that anyone could possibly ever create.
That vehicle is the definition of, no, this is fun. We're having fun. And
you know the first plane ever created? You know how they were like, that this is going to be dangerous? That is like 50 times less dangerous than what you just created.
I mean, they were right. The plane is dangerous.
Safe, and yet it's still safer than that.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
What, the tandem bike?
Well, it's not a tandem bike.
Well, a tandem bike's more like a oh, you know what would be sick? Sorry, I haven't even answered your question. What would it be called? the two-sickle.
The two-sickle.
Yeah. It'd be called a two-sickle.
What about the tricycle?
Because a bicycle is 1. A tricycle is 3. Well, yeah, but
what about a twicycle then?
A twicycle? Because it sounds so much like
we need my twicycle.
Twicycle is
Me and my friends want to go riding together. We need our twicycle.
Like, why is it called twicycle? Because there's another person. It is twice the fun.
There was 2 bikes mixed into one, so it is a twicycle.
Yep. Yeah, I like that, a twicycle. I'm sure it exists. If you Googled, don't Google twicycle, that won't exist. But if
Did you mean tricycle?
You know what would also be fun? Oh no, that's just that's what that is. Never mind.
What?
I was about to say like a bus. It's like a length of a bus, but everyone pedals. But then that's
They
what
have got
those
them.
things are where you drink beers and you pedal sideways.
Yep.
What are they called?
I don't.
Like they're like, you see them on Kentucky's. People everyone pedals while they're having beers.
Yeah.
And it's like a car that goes slowly down the street.
Yeah, it's the most annoying thing to drive behind.
Yeah, I would say it's like the road equivalent of witnessing a silent disco. It's like, oh, not these fucks again.
Yeah.
Oh, they're having fun, are they? Go have fun somewhere else.
Go have
There's nothing more that infuriates me than
fun.
Yeah.
Other people, no. This is how fucked up that is. It's not you having fun, it's other people having fun.
Yeah, but
you see that and you're like, fuck those cunts.
No, I hate what brings people joy. Like, I hate that some things like that bring people joy.
Right.
Because, like, I've done the silent disco thing before, and I am a confident person, and I'm also not like someone who's, like, embarrassed to be singing in public or whatever. I do dumb shit all the time. I don't like I don't know, like everyone who was overdoing Edinburgh Fringe Festival in the last month, just like all the comedians were posting the silent disco walk past their accommodation every day at like the same time, same day. And I'll be honest, the people that are attracted, it's just like old, but all white. Yeah. Like, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like Caucasian people with no other spice in their life. So that's what they do.
Christmas time in Melbourne is the worst for it because they got all the work functions doing it. And it's just like white women, they're one night off in the year. They're like giving it their all.
It's so antisocial.
They're twerking to Doja Cat while no one else can hear it.
It's so annoying, like, because I get that they're all listening to the same song. Everyone's got headphones on, but no one's talking to each other.
Nah.
Everyone's just walking up the street, like, singing awful a cappella, like, baby, you're a firework.
Yeah.
And you get a few guys like, yeah. But there's no music to accompany
they always,
it.
You know what's so strange? Every time they walk by, they're always singing like, starships are meant to fly, hands up. And they're like, yeah, in the streets just, oh, God.
Yeah. So now you agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
No, I've always agreed with you.
Well, you were anti me pooping on other people's fun at the start.
Absolutely not. I was just surprised that you said that on the podcast after you were like, all right, guys, I'm the fun one. Meg's the...
No, I'm fun. That's not fun.
No,
I like to do fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
We went out on the weekend. Oh, should we spin the wheel? Let's actually spin the wheel near the start of the episode today.
Oh, God, for the first time ever.
Last weekend we were winding down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was actually a pretty busy weekend, I'm not going to lie.
We definitely wound down.
No, I had some outdoor beers in the sun. That's a wind down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I nursed the first few, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. And then Sunday was a big wind down, Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, Father's Day was.
Played some soccer in the park, briefly almost hit the level of turning up.
Yeah.
And then
simmered back down when Mum brought out the ice creams.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't even have one ice cream. That's how much of a wind down I was.
Exactly. One of
drumstick it up your ass. No, thank you. I didn't say that to your mum. I wouldn't.
God, I am such a child though, because like I get there and Matt, the kid's dad, had brought round this M&M dispenser. It was like, it worked the same as a hands-free hand sanitizer station, but instead of getting a fistful of sanitization, you'd get a fistful of M&Ms.
Yeah, but they were like the cheap Kmart M&Ms, weren't they?
No, they were the good M&Ms.
Oh, I thought they were.
Oh, God, I ate so many bloody M&Ms.
I didn't go near it.
Me and the kids, mouths were blue afterwards.
I'm becoming very zen.
It's crazy.
I have self-control. I see a dispenser, an automatic dispenser full of M&Ms, and I just walk past and I go, no, thank you.
I still have zero self-control.
Because I'm an adult. I often just buy M&Ms when I want them.
We're going to be in Queensland.
Oh, we're turning up.
I'm fucking turning up for that heat.
Brisbane shows. If this doesn't, if this lands on a wind down, I'll be
No,
severely...
I want to do it. Because I've got so we're both agreeing right now that it's a turn up weekend,
I want it to be, but I also don't trust you, but go.
What if we spin it together?
I don't trust myself.
So you just want someone to blame if it's not what you want.
Bingo.
All right, I'm going to spin it really fast. Hold the wheel down. All right. Ready, go. God, that was one of the hardest ones that I've done.
The most aggressive spin
that was really
of the pod.
Let's go.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Great
yes.
spin.
I'm so excited. It was a turn up.
I can't believe I ever doubted you.
Yeah. Now we're having fun.
We went out on the weekend for Chloe's birthday, who is my brother's fiance, and had a great time. Few beers turned into more beers. 2 p.m. session turned into a 2 a.m. get home.
Yep.
But that's the way it rolls sometimes on a Saturday when you're winding down.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
God, imagine if it was a turn-up weekend. We would still be there.
I would be passed out on someone's front lawn.
At 2 a.m., I was like, guys, I have to go. We're winding down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was like, I need my tea, guys. All right, wind down tea, stat, need it.
After a few beers, I don't know why, I thought it would be a good idea. I was thinking about the pod because I'm always in content mode, you know? Oh, yeah. You thought I was just chilling at the pub. I was like, what could we talk about?
Do you have more
this
drunk
week?
thoughts?
I wrote down.
Oh my God. Oh, that is the best news ever. I love your drunk thoughts. Oh, I love your brain. I love your big, beautiful brain when you get fucking beer assaulted.
I started writing down thoughts, mainly when I went to piss.
It's always when you go to piss.
Because it's when I get a little bit of downtime between conversations.
That's crazy.
And I turn the big brain on and I go, what's he churning out now? And I started jotting them down. I'll be honest, I read them the next day. Some of them are like a cry for help. And then you can tell when I just forgot about it because I only wrote 3 thoughts down.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I started a note in my phone that just said, cool and good pod ideas. So I was like, I'm going to think of some cool stuff and
God.
good stuff to talk about on the pod.
And are they cool and good?
No.
No? Okay. Well, that's all right. You tried. Let's give it a go.
The first thing I wrote down I feel like this is the cry for help.
Okay.
I wrote, OMG, I love pissing away a Saturday. There's nothing better. I was in just that pure euphoric state.
Bro.
After a few beers where you're like, the sun's out, our friends are there, and I was like, this is the best way to spend a Saturday.
Man's ascended on the dunny.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The second thought, it's kind of equally as sad, but I actually backed this one even sober.
No. Oh my God.
When I die, I want it to be between my 4th and 5th beer. That's the dream, because I think dying in heaven would be better than going to heaven. And I stand by that. There is something so special between the 4th and 5th drink. Because that's my pocket. That's when I'm in the pocket. When I'm on my 5th pint.
Yeah.
So it's like the 4th pint's great, but when you're going through the 5th one,
there's the best one.
Because there's so much hope for the future of the afternoon or evening, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And there's no sense of consequences yet for your actions.
I'm not going to lie. That is honestly one of the best quotes I've ever heard.
How well, you're welcome.
Like I would definitely slap that on the back of my car. Absolutely.
I think I was like a monk in a past life.
Yeah. That is some wise words.
And I only ascend to that level of brain capacity after
between
4
the
pints
4th
of draft.
and the 5th beer. I completely agree, actually. Completely. It's always, maybe mine's a little bit more the 4th because I don't have as much of a tolerance.
Yeah,
as
it just depends where your tolerance is.
Yeah.
I mean, for lightweights, it might be on your 2nd that you're like, I ascend to feeling immense.
I know that exact feeling as well. It's that feeling that you get where you're like, you get that burst of happiness and you're like, this is incredible.
But it often has to be paired, ideally, it has to be paired with a nice view and good weather and a slight breeze.
Oh, I always say a bit of snacks as well. There's some snacks on the table.
I don't get peckish when I drink. I'm a liquids man as soon as I start.
That's crazy.
But I had a burger halfway through because I hadn't eaten.
The
and I ran
best
10
part
kilometers.
about going out and getting on the drinks is knowing that I'm going to get food.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like my
You can just do
best
that.
part.
You can just do that sober.
No, but it doesn't feel as good when you're sober.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
When you're drunk, it's just like Just hits different, man.
This is my final thought, and I now remember why and when I wrote it. It was much later in the night. I briefly remembered that I was supposed to be writing down my thoughts, and we started off at Welcome to Thornbury, stayed there for most of the time.
Yeah.
And they shut at 12. We then kicked on for a couple more hours at a bar called Precinct in Richmond, right? Yeah. They still got the band. I haven't been there for years.
Dude, it was legitness.
There's this band, they play like just Stacey's Mum on repeat.
The staples.
Good, like you go in, we walked in there and there was like a Good Charlotte cover playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've gone from one happy place to another.
Yes.
I don't want to be in love, everybody.
Yes.
Put up your hands. See, I haven't heard this song in a while.
I haven't heard this song.
God, my voice is sounding better than ever.
I didn't hear any crazy conversations in the toilet.
Well, I wrote this one down in the toilet, and my final
Precinct
note is simply,
dude, what is it with those toilets?
And just by the way, you got to you'll know when I mean. I've written this word with 7 U's, and I wrote private school boys suck. And that's my third note.
I love that you had to go to Precinct to figure that shit out.
I mean, I knew it,
What
but I just
happened?
got reminded. I don't think about school that much anymore. I'm 27.
Yeah, but of course you would get that at Precinct because it's all
just private school boys.
like private school. Yeah.
This is one of the worst and most confusing conversations. I remember it vividly.
Wait, can I guess what school?
Sure,
It
there's
was
one
about?
of 3.
Xavier.
Nah, Wesley.
Oh, I was about to say Wesley next. Let's go.
It was that or St. Kevin's. You were there was gonna be one of the
St.
3.
Kevin's was going to be the last. Wesley was second.
The holy trinity of
Trinity.
of daddy's money
Yeah.
and too much confidence.
Yeah.
Um,
And cocaine.
So, by the way, for those who are not from Melbourne, they are like elite private schools where we're from in Melbourne, which everyone kind of knows about. Boys' schools as well.
Boys' schools.
It's type of schools that are always getting in the news every muck-up day for children doing heinous shit on trains.
Most toxic of the most toxic boys that you can get.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're from there,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that you also agree with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you're part of the problem, surely they're now growing up. There's a hint of self-awareness of maybe that wasn't okay.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
Just a
there was
thought.
clearly a few lads that have just been out of high school taking a piss because I'm taking a leak and I overhear these boys. And it was a bizarre conversation because we're in a public bar. So a lot of people there from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And when I say all walks of life, mainly just like people under 30s wearing button-up shirts.
Yeah.
So not really all walks of life, but I was wearing a T-shirt because I'm a humble boy.
Yes.
And, oh no, I had a collar on too. Fuck.
Did you have a collar on?
Did I? No, I had a nice jacket
No.
on. The one that you got me in the
Yeah, you
UK.
had the nice jacket.
Yeah, it's a nice jacket.
It's a nice jacket.
Yeah, it's a very nice jacket.
It's a nice
I would think we should move on from the jacket, but I want to
Well,
reiterate
I
one
just
more
wanna,
time.
Yeah, make sure that everyone knows that it's a nice jacket.
You know, I showed 8 people the tag. Meg bought me a jacket from a store in Manchester that's called Luke, and it's my favorite little bit of conversation to do when I'm wearing it. And
You're
every
like, look, it says Luke.
Mum and Dad were
I know,
there,
I
and
forgot.
they loved it. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, it says Luke!" And then,
Yeah.
as Mum and I were talking about the jacket I was wearing said my name on it, we looked down on the concrete, and then someone had written Luke into the pavement as it
Stop
was
it.
drying, and I was
Like,
like, "Dude, the universe!
It is.
It's my day."
Yeah, it was. You
All
were
right.
supposed to be at that pub getting fucking
No,
shit-eyed.
winding down
Sorry.
in an aggressive way.
Yes, aggressively winding down.
Anyway,
Sorry.
pissing in the toilet. This
Yes.
private school boys walk in. They go,
Just want to make sure though, really nice jacket.
such a, and you know what's weird? No one in the toilet complimented me because they're all
Fuck
up their
those
own
guys,
arse.
yeah.
That's why I wrote it down. I was like, private school boys suck. No one even mentioned my jacket.
Fuck them all. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
They just go, dude, could you fucking believe it? That guy wasn't even from Wesley. And you know what? None of those boys were from Wesley. And then one of them goes, wait, like, so people here, some boys aren't from Wesley? And they're like, dude, none of them went to Wesley. And they're like, but everyone went to Wesley. Like, no, dude, trust me. There are people here that did not go to Wesley. And then someone goes, oh, that's fucked up, bro. Dude, that's hella fucked up. And they're like, you know, we beat him in state. We beat him at state. Dude, 2022, we fucking beat him at state. And then I was like pissing, and I was just like, this is the most high school conversation. They were like, they're at a public bar being like, why didn't everyone here go to our elite private school? And then...
Did you start violently shitting yourself?
No, I was just trying to walk out of there without making eye contact.
Oh, dude, my body wants to eject all of that.
I looked at my brother and we were like rolling our eyes like I'm pissing, going like, what the hell is this conversation? And then they're like, dude, I swear. And then they were literally saying like, I swear to God, man, they were like, they probably went to Trinity. And they're like, no fucking way, man. Oh, I swear, dude, he looked like he did.
Did they, do you know if they meant it like...
I think Trinity is a less elite private school, by the way.
That's fucking crazy, number one. That's an insane thing to say because it is still like so much fucking money every year. And then
I turn around
But did they mean, just really quickly, do you think they meant like go to the actual school or just have been there in general?
I don't know, man.
Fuck me.
I don't know. I maybe I walked in on a back end of a conversation that I needed some more context. But what it seemed like is that they were like baffled that other people at the bar weren't from their elite private school. But maybe there was like some reunion or alumni. I don't know. Maybe that's all I could think of. Anyway, I was just the weirdest conversation ever. And then they were going to the toilet. They weren't pissing. And coming out full of beans.
We fucking know. They're from Wesley.
So I'm like washing my hands, trying not to make eye contact. And I'm thinking in my head, these guys are the biggest fucking losers I've ever seen or met in my entire life. And then I accidentally look up in the mirror and they just all go, fucking Luke Kidgel. And I was like, if I told you boys I went to a public school, you would shit yourselves. They're like, you are the funniest. And I was like, I need to reconsider all of my choices. If these dudes find me funny, I fucked up somewhere along the way.
Where did it go wrong, Luke?
I don't know, man.
Where did it go wrong? How are we attracting this?
Yeah, I was a
Oh my God.
And then 3 of my friends laughed at me as I got recognized.
Because that's very funny.
As I had to stop for selfies in the toilet.
Oh,
one of them got a selfie. He definitely still had his cock out.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That is so
Some guy tried to get a photo
with
me in Sydney when we went out after the Enmore.
Yeah.
And I had my dick out. And
Did you ask him politely to...
I was like, hey, man, can you wait till I finish pissing? My cock is out. And he went, that's all good, bro. Thinking, and I was like, oh, he's going to wait. But he meant like, no, that's all good. I don't mind. And I was like, no, I do though. That's where often
Did they
men...
take...
No, see, that's the problem with men and their understanding of consent is...
Oh my God, you've just solved it.
No, I haven't solved it. I've identified a problem.
You have identified it though.
I said, I'm not comfortable with this. And they said, that's all good. I don't mind. And then continued to do it anyway.
That makes so much sense. Because the women, we've been going like consent, trying to be like, you got to ask them if it's okay. And if they say, oh, I don't want to do this, it's not a matter of if you want to do it.
Yeah. You know what that does go a long way with that kind of brain though at 1 a.m. in a pub? Me saying, are you a fucking idiot? Put your phone away.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, sorry, bro.
God, fucking hell. You're like a teacher to them. Hey, man.
No, I think I'm just like less drunk usually. I think it's just...
You didn't go to Wesley.
And that. And my parents... make eye contact with me before the age of 16.
Oh, yeah. Or just saw you in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My relationship wasn't transactional into my bank account.
Yeah.
Dad read me books and shit.
That is so crazy. Talking about Sydney, actually, we didn't bring up last week the most hectic thing that happened at the Enmore. And I'm so surprised in us that we didn't talk about this. You split your pants and did 2 shows to thousands of people with just your fucking ball sack, not actual sack, you couldn't see sack, but like...
It was just my...
Your undies, like...
I was spreading hole.
You were spreading
for
hole.
1,600 people. Well, 3,200.
Yeah.
Technically, because I did 2 shows in a row.
And this is how comfortable you are on stage. You weren't like, oh shit, I'm going to try and hide it. Rather than doing that, you embraced it. And you were like...
I bent over and showed the back row.
Yeah. And then you took a stage photo, right? Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then you also documented this.
Yeah.
You were getting far too comfortable in front of people, my guy. That is wild.
I like that I just, this is so hypocritical.
Yeah. I didn't even put two and two together.
I was literally just like, I did not feel comfortable doing that. And then the guy went, well, I don't mind. And I was like, well, that made me feel, and the crowd probably didn't want to see my spread butthole, but I was like, well, I don't mind.
I don't mind if you guys see it. So it's
now
fine.
You guys are seeing it.
And then 1,000 people are like, hey man, we don't want to see that shit.
To be fair, if you zoom up on individual people's faces in the photo where I'm spreading my hole, dude, so many people having a great time. You said like the look of pure joy on people's faces because I'm not spreading it to the crowd. I'm spreading it to Tyler.
They were like, this is the best moment of my life. They're like, holy shit, Luke Kidgel is spreading hole, spreading cheek on stage.
It's been my second wardrobe malfunction in 6 weeks, and I think the moral of the story is I need to stop shopping at Cotton On.
No, they do you well though. Honestly, the amount of movement and like spreading of your legs that you do on stage, I'm surprised you don't chew through them faster.
I'm like a one-man gymnastics act at some points of the show.
And you're doing it all in jeans, Cotton On jeans. Like, what are you expecting?
Yeah.
But also, like some of the best pants that you get, and like the ones that you would think are high quality, they don't last longer than the Cotton On jeans.
There are some, I don't want to name and shame any companies, but there are some jeans that I put on that are, you know, $150. I'll try them on. Like, I've bought some as well that are of the $200 higher end jean range.
They're bougie
We're talking
as hell.
like your Lees.
Yeah.
You're expensive. You're just like your tried and trusted jeans brands.
Wesley boys would wear these jeans.
Of course.
That's how fucking elite they are.
But I don't like the way they feel.
No, they're not good.
And then Blake recommended me the $60 to $80 Cotton On range, and I've never been more comfortable in a pair of pants in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I wear the Cotton On plumber pants.
I went through a jean crisis about a year and a half ago, so they've lasted me since then, actually.
They have.
But
that's
anyway.
a long time doing a full show run. Like, that's great.
So what happens was, so it gets to the halfway through the 2 shows. So we're doing 2 shows a night. I did the 6 p.m. show, had a blinder, right?
Yeah.
Great time. Come off stage and we're kind of like just chilling in the room. I'm man spreading a little bit on the couch, you know, winding down after a show.
Yeah.
And then I noticed Billy's eyeline just kind of looked down from my face and onto my crutch and then looked back up at me. And then he kind of pulled an alarming face and I was like, oh, what? And then I did the old gooch tickle to see if anything's wrong.
The old swipe.
And
they're like cough and swipe and you're like, oh, how did that happen?
And just realized I was fondling my actual butthole in front of the lads because I had a 4 to 5 centimeter massive rip in down the gooch between my ball sack and my butthole.
It was big. It was
right in the middle.
Very, very big hole. Completely split, seam to seam.
Now, our accommodation was 20 minutes away from the venue drive. And there's like maybe a 50-minute turnover between the shows by the time I finished
quick. It's
all the stuff I need to do
turnover.
after, like the meet and greet or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I'd say even less.
yeah,
Because we
plus
start
we need
letting
to
people in.
eat and
Yeah.
wind down and just chill out a bit.
Not that much
And
time.
So we all had a big discussion. I was doing some like lunges and I was like doing the splits in front of the lads and I was like, can you see it from this angle? Like, and they were all like, dude, don't overthink it. No one can see it. And I bet no one even noticed at that show. I checked my DMs. There's a DM from like a few people in the front row going, hey, Luke, great show. Just your show. Loved it. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, I don't know if you noticed this. You have a massive split in your pants and I couldn't take my eye off it the whole show.
No!
And I was like, okay, great. So
People weren't even watching you. They were watching the other show that was happening downstairs.
Yeah.
There were 2 shows happening that night.
Yeah, but that's the perks of the front row. You get in early, you get 2 shows.
Get that gooch shot.
Yeah, value for money. Some people want that. Some people probably don't, but they got it.
They did
'Cause,
get
hey,
it.
I don't mind.
Whether you like it or not.
So then the next show, I go out there knowing full well. It's the first show I had no idea. So I'm just doing the show. I'm lunging. I'm doing the splits. I'm running around the stage. No idea that I'm spreading whole.
You're spread eagle.
Didn't acknowledge it the whole time either because I had no idea. So the next show I walk on stage going, they all can see me. I'm in front of 1,600 people for the second time ever. And the only thing I'm thinking about is my butthole. I know I should be thinking about the show.
Oh, no one in your position would have been able to do that.
And I'm looking at people throughout the show, like going, can you see it? And they're looking at me like, well, why are you looking at me? Just do the show. I'm like, trying to make eye contact with people in the front row, like being like, I'm getting a drink, like looking at it. I'm like, can you see it? Like, but I don't want to say. So then finally gets towards the end of the show and I go, I have a little confession to make. Does anyone know that I have a rip in my pants? And the first 4 rows just all nod their head and go, yep. And I was like, oh my God, they've been looking at it the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you literally do the biggest lunges on stage. Like, you get close to doing the fucking splits in some of your things. Like, you're getting down.
It's a gooch heavy show.
It's a gooch heavy
when
show.
I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's, I guess, most times when you're not wearing proper pants.
I'm not going to lie. The time I split my pants on stage was far worse because it wasn't pants that I was wearing.
Is this when you were wearing the bondage
It
outfit?
is. I was 17 years old. They put me in a sex suit that had a zip from my ass crack all the way, and then like it just goes all the way under and then all the way up to my neck. And to make it more modest.
By the way, this is in a high school production.
This is high school production.
They went to a sex store and bought a costume for a 17-year-old and then sewed up the pussy hole.
Just the asshole, which actually made it worse because it's latex. It was a latex skin tight suit.
It's inappropriate, isn't it?
And so when they pierced it, it like made the fabric, which was already so fucking thin, like start to tear. And so I am about to go out onto the stage for the second act, and I'm doing some like, stretches, stuff like that for the dance segment. I feel that butt just fucking crack open. I'm wearing no pants underneath it because you can't wear any undies because it's skin tight. So my fucking ass cheeks.
Yeah, what do you mean?
There's nothing underneath.
You have to wear underwear.
No, you can't wear underwear.
You're at school.
I'm in a sex suit. I'm in a sex suit and I'm 17 years old, Luke.
Yeah, so put underwear on it. That's my point exactly.
They're not going to put underwear on in that because it's skin tight because you would be able to see the underwear. So I'm cheeks out. My cheeks are open to the fucking world right now. All right? I'm holding my ass. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's covering it is my hands.
Okay.
My hands are covering my ass. I fucking leg that shit down. They had to prolong the break because I literally could not go onto stage, and they just put a pair of leggings over the top. So I'm still cheeked out underneath under the leggings, but my God, I almost ran onto stage with my ass cheeks hanging out.
Well, I did. Although I wasn't in a latex bondage suit.
But you were also in front of 1,600 people.
Yeah, but I was of age, so that's fine.
That too, yeah.
And most of the audience probably was too.
Yeah, so. I almost committed a crime, but I wasn't. I was technically making them. I was technically going to make them commit a crime by accident.
Yeah. What was worse is I was wearing knobbies, which is like. They used to sponsor our podcast. They do colourful, funky undies once a month. Oh, this isn't the ad. Anyway, right? God, we actually should hit them up.
I still love them though.
Oh, yeah, great. Anyway.
They're awesome.
We're still lucky. We still get sent them, right?
Yeah.
And I was wearing some pink ones. So all people could see was just...
Oh, you weren't wearing the pizza boys?
No, I was wearing the pizza undies when my belt came undone in
Adelaide.
Oh,
yeah.
Which was pretty embarrassing as well. I was... full-grown man wearing pizza undies.
I don't think that's embarrassing. I think that makes it so much funnier.
So, on the subject of funky undies,
yeah,
is it an ick? Say if you just met a guy and things were getting a bit hot and heavy, and then you pulled down his pants, and he was wearing funky undies that were colourful. Is that an ick?
No, the ick is if they're wearing like tidy whities, or like if they're not wearing boxers, or like if they're wearing like boxers with a hole in it. That's an ick. Colourful undies just is like, oh, this man's fun.
Because
this man likes a little bit of fun downstairs, fun to himself.
I think like we were just, I don't even remember what this was. So a couple of the boys were touring, and a few of us, because I've been sent so many knobbies over time, like I've just kind of handed them out to the group. Plus we've been to the factory a couple of times. We get stocked up. The people at Nobby Underwear keep us hooked up, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the group has them. And when we do washing and stuff on tour, a little bit of confusion because some of us literally have 2 identical pairs of underwear, right?
Yeah. It's always confusing as well because
anyway,
my sports bras always get mixed up with Tyler's sports bras, and like it just
happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, Tyler, stop.
Except for mine,
wearing the same bra.
I'm an A cup. You're like a little bigger, but not,
Well, they're pretty similar actually. Our
I've got
titty sizes,
big pecs.
Yeah, you do got big pecs.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
But a few of the boys, I was like, oh, are these your knobbies? And they're like, nah, man, I don't have them here. I don't really wear them much anymore. I'm like, what? But they're so comfy. And like, oh, yeah, we know they're my favorite undies I've ever worn. And I'm like, so why don't you wear them? And they're like, well, like, so, that they were all just kind of said like, oh, well, with girls and stuff, you can't really.
Oh, no, that's an ick to me.
But that's what I think.
I think that's the ick.
fact that they're like trying to wear cool undies all the time.
That is such an ick when guys are like, I'm trying to be like.
But what is even
cool and like
cool? What even is cool underwear?
That's why it's an ick, because it's like there's no cool underwear. Unless it's knobbies. In that case, they're actually pretty fucking cool. I
understand that maybe me pulling down my pants and cheesy slices of pizza with smiley faces on them.
That's so fucking hot.
Yeah, you are on the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, I am,
but I don't know. Maybe girls can like chime in on this one. Is that an ick? Because like...
No, I reckon
if a girl had funky undies, like say the first time we got hot and heavy, right? And you were wearing funky undies, I just would be like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't care, like, because that's not the end goal.
No.
The underwear is, like lingerie
is,
can be sexy, of course.
No, if a guy pulled down his pants and they were like an old, either like
kind of holes in them.
Like, yeah, or like they were just like the tidy whitey things.
What about if you're wearing
like
ones, Kmart Tuesday underpants?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a turn off.
It's a bit of a turn off, isn't it? Yeah. I think I've got a thing for high quality underwear though. I'm like, put effort into what you're wearing downstairs, because all of that is going to come into play later. If you're wearing thick cotton, then it's not going to be fun downstairs, is it?
Because you're going to be sweaty.
Yeah. It's going to be sweaty, breathable. Hot balls. You want breathable, silk, something where you're not going to get pimply ass from it.
Yeah. You want... You're dancing around the bush, but you and a sucker breathable cock.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I regret.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that was just a little tidbit. I thought I'd share.
No, but it is.
I was so surprised when they were all kind of in agreement. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, you don't want to wear that around ladies," and I was like,
"That's
really?
So weird."
This was ages ago, by the way, but still. So I don't know if they've changed their tune, but I was a little.
So strange. Yeah, no, I do think it's an ick to either put too much care into it like that, and to be like, I want to wear cool underwear. But I also think it's an ick to not put any effort in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to clarify that. And I'd love to hear other people's thoughts. Maybe some girls will agree that is an ick.
Maybe they will.
Because I've got underwear it is childish. Like, what am I wearing currently?
I don't think you're wearing childish underwear. There's different. Like if you came in wearing Paw Patrol... Oh, never mind. No, that would be sick. That would be sick.
If you had Chase the Cop Dog on your balls.
Oh, my God. You're right. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Never mind. Anyway, Lukey, any more on the agenda today?
Yeah. So I think it's well documented by this point, particularly if you've been listening on this pod, that both of us are absolute grubs when it comes to hygiene. Not personal hygiene. We're both fine, but just more our living state. Like our house is just...
I can fuck up any part of anywhere. I can just fuck up a place within a matter of seconds.
Meg will pretty much destroy
I've got a gift.
any living space. Her 3 favorite. We talked about this on the Patreon episode on Monday, which here's a little snippet just to kind of show you how bad it really gets. You have this crazy ability. It's like a superpower where Meg will enter a space for no more than 24 hours, like, for example, hotel room, Airbnb, and she'll put her bag down. You go back in there 10 hours later, destroyed.
The girls in our group, though, are like Tay especially. They're like born to be mums.
They must think we're just such grubs because I went over there. We watched the Matildas game at Stefan's house. It was just me, and then because you went out with your friends, whatever. So you went there. It was just the 3 of us, like me, Stefan, and Taylor, our friends. I've been friends with Stefan since like grade 3, right? And we're over there chilling, and Taylor just starts wiping the bench down because we just like eaten. And then I was like, "How come you're wiping the bench?" And she's like, "Oh, because it's dirty." And I was just like, "Fucking wild."
You don't wait 3 days for it to harden before you go, I should clean that.
I was like, "But it hasn't attracted any wildlife yet." That's crazy. There's no ants.
But like, where are the rodents? Like, we don't have rodents, but
I'm like, everyone thinks like Meg and I are just dirty and unhygienic. No, we're starting a zoo.
Yeah.
Right? We're animal conservationists. We
guys,
leave food out.
We have a plan. All right. We're trying to get new species to kind of out themselves.
It's Christmas for ants all the time. I just leave food out on the bench, and if they want it, they can get it. They never leave anything in return. Santa's much cooler, but
they do clean up for us though, which is handy.
Yep. So that was from the last Patreon episode, which, by the way, you can listen to. We're doing another episode every week, every Monday.
Yeah.
The Week Ready pod.
Except the weeks that we
except for the weeks where we don't do it.
Yeah.
So it's every week except for the ones where we don't do it.
Yep.
And that's not hard to understand.
Yep.
We try and do it every week. We do usually 2 or 3 a month.
But we already have such a backlog as well. So if you've never been on the Patreon, then we literally have so many episodes now. I reckon it would be into the hundreds.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, rarely does stuff get cleaned. You went and got the main car cleaned. I was going to say my car, but we both use it.
Bro, it was so funny. I went in and it's like caked with shit from the tour. Like the guys have been living in the back of it. We've been living in the front of it. There's just dirt everywhere, like covering every single inch of that car. It's fucked. And I take it in and I'm like so embarrassed by it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. They're like, yep, that's all good. Bring it through. And then they come and to me, like once it's done, and I walk out and they're like, there's your car. And I go, oh, that's not my car. And they're like, no, that's your car. And I'm like, that doesn't look like the right color. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not my car. And then I look at the number plate and I'm like, oh shit, that's my car. And they were like, yeah, it's honestly they were like, we've just had a ute come in absolutely caked in mud. Yours had a better outcome than that one.
Yours was more satisfying to the human eye.
Yeah. They were like, we've had a lot of fun with this one and we've put a lot of effort into it as well.
We've made 4 ASMR TikToks. Welcome.
So we've done a full detail of it. We're going to make $500 off this one, off our YouTube audience.
You went and got it cleaned.
Yeah.
Then I just didn't really look at it. I was like, oh, things are going to get cleaned, blah, blah, blah. I went off to a gig that night. It's dark.
I warned you. I was like, I didn't recognize it. So make sure that you see it before you go.
But it's just dark. I've left and then I parked it. I'm running late for the gig. So I park in the street somewhere and then I go walk to my gig, do the gig, come back later on. There's kind of like less cars on the street. And you know, like when you've been out for a few hours, I stayed after the gig for a bit, caught up with some friends. So all the cars around me had kind of changed. Like different people had parked there. So it wasn't like, I was like, no, this was definitely the street. I walk up and down the street like twice. And I was like, no, I definitely parked it here, like outside the museum. Like I remember walking through this park. And then I'm looking at these cars and I was like, dude, someone's stolen the car. And I start freaking out. I'm like going, oh my God. And obviously you know where this is going. But I just then start going, oh my God, like just, and then I saw like a darker car. And our car's like a charcoal color or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go, no, well, that's not it. Because like it was shiny rims and stuff. And then I hit the beeper, it goes beep, beep. And I'm like, I've walked past this car 3 times. then it's mine.
I would love to see the security footage of that. You just walking past your
Not
car
only that-
each time, you just get more and more panicked.
I'm like stressed out at this point.
Distressed.
And there's like people like walking down the street, like looking at me like so weird, being like,
like you're
why is this
scoping
guy
out
loitering
cars.
outside these houses? And like, or is he like going to steal something from one of these cars?
Oh my God, what is wrong with us?
Yeah, that's how bad, that's how not used to nice things I am. That I see something nice on the street and I go, well, that could never be my life.
Nah, that couldn't be ours because we're grubs.
And then I got it and I went, oh my God, this is so nice. I
Yeah.
should do this more.
Yeah.
And then I got home and our house was a bin and I was like, oh, good, we're back.
We're back. I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This got a run on BLT. Didn't talk about it last week because I don't like to I try not to repeat content between the two pods, but I
Fuck
guess
that shit up, man.
I'll quickly just say it again in case you didn't hear the last episode of BLT. But we've become the dog poop bin in our neighborhood.
Oh God. You know what? Literally last week, because I'm on this page where like it's like our areas page, Facebook page.
You're
and I
such
just find
a
it
mum.
it's so funny, dude. It's so funny watching the old people complain about shit. It is hilarious. Like last week someone took a photo of a very clearly had been commissioned art piece on the train line of like a graffiti work. And they were like, oh my God, the hooligans have already fucking started. And they were like, this is disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And everyone in the comments is like, calm down, Gladys. It was clearly commissioned. It's a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah.
They're like, that's how it starts. Love it. I love watching the community in shambles, right? There was a post last week of someone complaining about someone putting dog poo in their bin consecutively.
Was it you? It was me. It was a Luke Gidgel.
Yeah. It's you under the form of name of Janet.
It's one of my burner accounts. Yeah, dude, we got 7 poops in our bin because we went away to Sydney and then I left the bin out, kind of just forgot about it because it was bin night the night before we left. So I put it out because I was like, oh, well, I need to get it. I'm not going to leave it in the garage because then that will stink. Turns out backfired on me. Now I got 7 poops that are marinating in the garage.
Oh, they're so nasty.
And you go into the garage now and Meg just goes yesterday, oh, it smells like shit in here. I was like, yes, because there's 7 shits in here.
Yeah.
Of another species.
Yep. There is 7 poos in a bag in our bin.
But like rotting in the sun poops as well.
Oh, they're so gross.
And it was so humbling.
But
dude.
I just remember like, God, it's such karma though. It's karma because I laughed at the post where the people were like, can you please stop putting the poos in the bag, in the bins, please? Please stop putting the poops in the bins. And I was like, oh, that's such a funny thing. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Next minute, 7 poops in my bin.
I think it was just life like reminding me to stay in my lane. Because I will admit, I wasn't getting ahead of myself. I was happy. I was so fulfilled.
You were manifesting that positivity every day,
I was.
and then someone put a poop in your bin.
I
and
had
shattered it.
Honestly, one of the best weekends of my entire life doing those shows at Wollongong and the Enmore. It was just so much fun. The crew were weird. It was just like, it was surreal. It actually felt like an accumulation of like 8 years of hard work. And I looked out to that crowd. And not only that, it was like hard work on my ability.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes I have a big crowd, but then I'm like, oh yeah, the show was good. But like I really felt like I did a great show as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, all these gigs, I've done over 1,000 gigs in my lifetime. And I've finally felt, I was telling you all weekend, like I did it. Like I actually could die happy now between my 4th and 5th beer.
Yeah.
Right?
And you got 24 hours of pure happiness.
Did. And then we came home from Wagga and the first thing I get greeted with on my lawn is 7 poops. And I was like, all good.
7 poops marinating in a bin.
Back to reality. I just spat everywhere.
Oh,
and it's dribbling down me.
Nasty.
And I spat all over the mic and it's on my chin.
Still dribbling.
I haven't cleaned it and it's on my chin.
Oh, he dwibbled.
I did a dwibble.
We need a twicycle.
Oh my God, he dwibbled on his microphone.
We dwibbled on his microphone.
And that's life back at again.
That's life, baby. That's life. Alrighty.
Back to reality, dude.
Back to reality. We'll give you a poop update next week.
No, the poops are gone.
They're already gone?
No, well, they will be.
They will be gone.
I'm gonna make sure of
no, what if we accidentally leave the bins out? Then they're just going to keep putting the poops in the bin.
I'm home for bin day. Trust me.
You are home for bin.
I'll be the second I hear that garbage truck. I'm going to set my alarm. I'll be running down going, no one's pooping in my bin.
Please, take my poop.
Because I agree. I'm like the people in the Facebook group. Like, fair enough, it might be okay to put a dog poop in someone's bin, but where does it end? All of a sudden, you know.
Someone's going to take a shit in your bin now.
Someone is going to be rushing home from the train station. Yeah. And after a big day of 9 to 5, maybe a curry in their belly, and they see a bin and an opportunity. And I don't want to give that to someone.
It's almost happened to me multiple times this week.
Where we've shat in someone's bin.
No, I've been to that point. I almost had a poop accident today in Office Works. I've never held my cheeks harder.
At least they've got like just towels and towels of paper.
Bro.
It'd be a bit grim though.
Ply.
Wiping your ass with 250.
So many paper cuts.
Wiping your ass with 250 GSM cardboard.
Glossed.
Yeah. Well. Matt would probably be more effective.
Yeah, Matt would be more effective than for sure. Anyway, we shouldn't be. Never mind. All right, everyone. Well, we're gonna leave you on that.
Let us know, when have you pooped in public?
Yep. Or have you ever split your pants?
Oh yeah, wardrobe malfunctions and public poop stories. That's what I want.
And also
in the comments,
underwear
and in my,
ick.
Oh yeah, that's just I want a few ladies' opinions or guys' opinions as well.
Yeah, I'd go with the guys' opinions as well.
Like what would have to be on there? Like there's, by the way, obviously not everything is appropriate to be in underwear. Like, you know, little swastikas. That's not okay.
That's not okay.
That's an ick.
Yeah.
It's one
big
of my
ick.
Personal icks.
Yep. I've got a big ick with Nazis for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Ugh. Disgusting.
Imagine how horny you'd have to be to like keep going.
No, that's no. Bad, Luke. No. Give me a hand. Hold your hand out. Hold your hand out.
That's what Hitler would do.
Hold your hand out. Oh no.
Oh my God.
I was going to give it a
That is all we have.
That is all we have. Have a great weekend, everyone. Turn up. I'm getting very excited.
Brisbane, Logan this weekend, and Queensland. Townsville is looking to be the biggest show of the entire tour. I'm so excited. Which is going to be cool. Cairns, still some tickets left. The rest of them are pretty much full.
Yeah.
I think maybe some left to Mackay. I don't know. Anyway, and WA is creeping up soon. And God damn, if you live in Alice Springs or know anyone, please send them along. I've booked a show in the desert and I don't know why.
Please.
Everyone who I tell is like, oh, so where are you going to next? I'm like, yeah, I got Queensland, I'm going to Northern Territory. And they go, oh, yeah, Darwin. I go, yeah, and Alice Springs. And everyone's like, so what? They go, Alice Springs. And they go, why? And I go, I'm not good at decision making.
No, we're not gonna. We're just gonna continue positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Everyone, we can do it. We're gonna be okay.
If you want to come and watch a boy in the desert financially ruin himself because you might be one of the only people there, come on down to my Alice Springs show.
Yeah, it's also going to be my birthday. Not on the Alice Springs show, but on the Darwin. Yay.
Let's go. All right.
Woohoo. All right. Goodbye.
LukeKidgel.com.
Bitch says bow.